So my name is Ariane. Most people call me Ari. Born and raised from the best city in the world. We're not going to argue about it. New Orleans. I played music my whole life. Went to college, went to Berklee College of Music. Growing up, I did a lot. My mom always made sure like I was into something. I was a competitive swimmer. Through that, I went to the Junior Olympics. My mom kept me busy. She had me on tour. She was like, you know, you ain't gonna just be sitting in my house. You gotta do something. So
come on, mama.
Life kind of has its way of like throwing curveballs sometimes when you're not even ready for it. Maybe this music thing isn't for me. Like, it's my passion. This is what I saw myself doing for most of my life. At some point, just like everything else, like if you continue to do something that is not bringing you joy, then sometimes you gotta reevaluate and like step back. And I chose cybersecurity.
And we are live with another podcast. I'm here with my sister, Ari. What's up, homie?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm chilling. I like the drip going on here. That's Supreme. The colors.
I have pajama pants on underneath this. So
listen.
Cool.
When you're in a Zoom meeting, you know what I mean? We don't you just show the top, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever's going on the feet, we don't care. No, I love it though. Hey, yo, I've been seeing your content around, you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, this lady's dope. Like your aura, the vibe, the transparency, like it bleeds through your content, yo. Like, what's up with that? Because most people be fake these days.
Well, you know, I was one of those people that was like kind of like faking the content at one point. Just because like I felt like I needed to, not really like really realizing like I'm my own person. I could just be myself. At the end of the day, you gonna rock with it or you not. So I think that's just kind of like hit a point where it's just like, stop trying to fake it till you make it. But if people mess with authenticity, so if you just be yourself and be real and be true to self, like people gonna come and gravitate to you regardless. So I think that's just kind of like been my MO like the last couple of months. Just be me, be myself, and at the end of the day, people gonna rock with you.
Yeah. So you said the last couple of months. That means you've not always been like this.
No, well, I feel like I was trying to make content, but I just couldn't stick with it because I was trying to be something that I wasn't. So when you don't really be yourself, it gets draining after a while. Like you just try to be this person, show up for the camera and be somebody else. And after weeks, days, maybe even months, that gets like draining. Like I got to put on a mask behind this camera. Whereas if you just being yourself, all you got to do is hit record. So like the last couple of months is really when I just like, I'm going to lock in. We're going to do it and just press record.
Nah, I love it. Because I will say one thing that's like, yo, like you can only be yourself. You know what I mean? And if for the people who know me, you know, in person or even online, like if you've been following my journey for a while, like you know that I try my best to be as real as I can, yo. Sometimes to even a fault, honestly. You know what I mean? Knowing that like we're all human, we all go through the same thing. Literally, like we literally go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it might be in a different form, but the umbrella is all the same thing, you know what I mean? And so,
100%.
Yo, shout out to you, man, because hey, if y'all are not following her content, go ahead, subscribe, like all that, because I don't just follow anybody just because, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm giving you flowers this morning.
But didn't you find me on Threads though? Like wasn't that like where you originally from? I found me.
Wait, no, I thought I found you on Instagram. No,
I don't know. I just like I told you, like I started posting on Instagram. I think it was Threads, but then you came follow me from Threads.
Oh no, I think you're right. What did you post?
It was
Do you
like
remember?
it was probably like one of my like learning to code videos or something like that. Probably
I think it was
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on Threads lately, and I kind of like Threads better than X.
Nah, me too. Like people, the gems on Threads is totally different. Like,
Bro,
I just got on Threads probably like November, December, and I'm like, it's a whole different world.
Yeah. No, Threads is cool. I think obviously I've had TikTok or X.
Yeah.
I still call it TikTok, but anyways, whatever. For some time now, and I don't know. I feel like people on Threads are they're more willing to communicate. You know
Definitely,
what I mean?
yeah.
And throw themselves out there. And it seems more real to me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
It seems more like freeing, you know?
Yeah.
So, hey, follow me on Threads. Follow my sister on Threads too. All that. Hey, yo, listen. Thanks for coming on the podcast. You know what I mean? I tell this to all my guests because you're busy. you have a life, you got a job, all that stuff. And so for you to take time to come out and just say what's up and just chop it up about your journey, I appreciate it, man. And so thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get right into the journey. Go ahead and give the people a quick spiel about who you are, just a high level overview, and then we'll go through and dissect your journey bit by bit.
All right. So my name is Ariane. Most people call me Ari. Born and raised from the best city in the world. We're not gonna argue about it. New Orleans, New Orleans, Louisiana. It is in Louisiana, but like we our own place, so don't get it twisted. I played music my whole life. Was into beats and stuff like that. And went to college. Went to Berklee College of Music, and that was me. That was me up until I was probably like 2021. And then COVID happened. So COVID happened, still like, music. At that point, I was supposed to be graduating college, moving out to LA, chasing a dream. I was going to be this next big, I don't know what I was going to be. I just had dreams and aspirations. But the world and God said otherwise. So at that point during COVID, I think everybody kind of like had a reality check doing shutdown, lockdown, COVID. The world was just doing what they wanted to do. But like a lot of people was going through a whole lot of different things, whether it been career change, lifestyle changes, moves, whatever the case was. I think COVID was like the turning point for a lot of people. And for me, that was going back to school, realizing that, maybe this music thing isn't for me. Like, it's my passion. This is what I saw myself doing for most of my life. But at some point, just like everything else, like if you continue to do something that is not bringing you joy and bring you happiness at the end of the day, because now it's not feeling like something I love to do, is like more of a job and a task. Then sometimes you gotta reevaluate and like step back and look at self and say, is this for me? Is this what I'm cut out to do? Is this meant for me to be in this space? And so from there, I went back to school. I'm like, okay, it was either two options: film production or cybersecurity. And I chose cybersecurity only because like I was already like a techie kind of person, but it just never was something I saw as like a career for me. But I decided to take a chance. This was something I was interested in. This is something that was intriguing to me. I was always curious about it. Some things you see in movies or just movies, but like it's not real life for real. But like
Yeah.
that was, I'll be honest, like I was like one of them people like, yeah, I want to do that. Like what they do in the movies. So I went back to school in 2021. I graduated undergrad 2020 during COVID. So I took about really a year and a half, 2 years. So I really went back to school 2022. Got my master's in cybersecurity. Still didn't know what I was doing, to be honest with you. But I was like networking like crazy, just getting to know like people in the industry, just figure out which lane, which way I wanted to go, because cybersecurity, a lot of people don't know, is a very, very, very broad field. And it's not all just like what you see in the movies. It's like a whole lot more in between that. And so I graduated 2023. I was in the master's program for a year. If you ever looking to go into school, this is not promo at all, but WGU, Western Governors University, is a very good program just to get your degree at your own pace. So that was something like I appreciated. I was able to still work full time, make my own schedule with school, and then kind of go from there. And then 2023, while I was in school, I got my first help desk job. A lot of people kind of hate help desk and IT support, but I feel like foundation is everything. No matter like what you're in, what career you're in, like foundation is everything. And IT support for me is like the foundation to any tech job. That's just my opinion. Some people love it, some people hate it. So I did help desk for about a year and a half. And then from there, once I graduated from my master's program, then I got my first cybersecurity job as a SOC analyst. True SOC, but true SOC in the sense where it's like true SOC, but also like all the other things that comes with cybersecurity, for a number of things, whether that be short staff, not enough people, not enough budgeting to get new people or new tools. So I was in like a true SOC analyst, the whole on call thing, alerts at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a whole stressful,
Yeah, yeah,
the dream people say,
yeah, yeah.
And then I just came up on 2 years as a SOC analyst in October. But through kind of having my experience as a SOC analyst, doing my own thing on the side, learning to code, trying to be more on like the red team side from a personal standpoint, I then transitioned into more of like a GRC role that I'm currently in now. Through that, and also like kind of doing my own thing on the side with like learning to code, web app security and stuff like that. So yeah, that's me.
Hey, you got the full package, yo. We might just go ahead and shut this podcast down now. You said everything, and I love it. Hey, but I do want to take it back to where you from. I can see the passion because when we had the prep call, so New Orleans, correct? Yes
New
or no?
Orleans, yeah,
Okay,
yes.
but you said
Well,
not.
New Orleans, yes. But
Okay,
like from if you from there, like it's just like New Orleans, like it's one word, New Orleans.
okay. But you said something. You said you're from New Orleans, but you're not from somewhere else. It's the same thing, but don't get twisted. Explain that.
Okay, so like
I can
New
hear the
Orleans,
passion though. I love it though. Let's go.
so like New Orleans is on everything. Like you go right next door to Metairie. Metairie is like a 15-minute drive from New Orleans. The culture is not the same. The food's not the same. Like New Orleans just has its own everything, own food, own culture. It's a traditional place with a lot of culture, a lot of people that love the city that you just can't find anywhere else in
Okay.
Louisiana. So when I say New Orleans is its own place, it's it's its own place. Nobody is having second line Sundays on Sunday. Nobody is going to grandma's house after the second line on
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody has 3-4 weeks of parades during Mardi Gras season, except New Orleans. Like I could go on and on. So
Them parades though, I've seen it. Like what's the origin? Like I've seen them parades, yo.
so a lot of people don't know Mardi Gras actually did not originate in New Orleans. It originated in Mobile, Alabama, I believe. But like everything else, New Orleans takes something, run with it, and makes it a cultural thing. So it's like probably like next year Mardi Gras is like February 7th or something like that. So like 3-4 weeks before the actual Mardi Gras day is what called it's king cake season, first of all. King cake season and parade season or Mardi
Okay.
Gras season. So weeks before this one day that's considered Mardi Gras, we celebrating, we partying, we eating king cake, we having parades every weekend. It's really like a family affair. It's like tradition. You see all your friends you ain't seen in years. Just I don't know, like I don't know, like people go out for like the bands. When I was
Yeah.
in high school, I was in the marching band, so like
Okay.
I didn't really get to experience like all of that because I was in the parades, except on Mardi Gras
Really?
Day or like parades I wasn't in. So it's like it's a ritual per se. It's a ritual, but it's
Okay.
like if you ever come to New Orleans, ever,
Yeah.
the best time to come is Mardi Gras in the summertime. Best time to
So
come.
so this might be a dumb question, but New Orleans is in Louisiana, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I lived in Louisiana, fun fact,
Okay.
for a year. That's when my wife got her first tech job. Let me think for a second. Yeah, IBM. Yeah,
Okay.
IBM. So we were in Zachary,
Okay.
which is like a very small town.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's
Yeah,
a little north up, but yeah, I've been.
yeah. But so her job was in Baton Rouge. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. But yo, the food is nice.
The food
The
is
food,
nice.
I've heard stories, but it's not until you get there and you chop up some of the food. The soul food is nice, yo.
Yeah, Baton Rouge has some good spots too. I
I'm
will give
hip.
BR some
Yeah.
credit on that. They got some good food, but they still not New Orleans. But I give them credit because they do have some good food.
I think I went to New Orleans once, but it was in the daytime, and we had the kiddos with us, and so we couldn't
Okay.
really like explore all of New Orleans because the guy that was taking us was like, "You, it's not really child proof or child safe." Is that true?
In New Orleans,
Yeah.
it's New Orleans is a
Hey, be real with me now. Come on now.
it's a bipolar city. I'll be real with you on that. Like
Okay.
it's safe, but certain areas are not safe, especially for the kids. But during the daytime, like I think people try to say like New Orleans is like this real dangerous place. There are some parts that are bad. I will say that. But
Like
you could
everywhere.
go you could go anywhere in the city during the day and bring your kids. 100%. Like
Yeah.
if I had, cause I don't have kids, but like if I had like a 3 or 4 year old with me, I bring my children to certain areas because you know some areas you just don't want your kids around. You gotta know, you gotta pick and choose what areas
Sure.
you want kids
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
experience. But honestly, during the daytime, everywhere you go is pretty much solid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything is good until it's not good. But I think everywhere is like a safe place. It just depends on like you gotta know how to move. You gotta
For
know,
sure. For sure.
and that's like, it's like everywhere. As
Yeah.
long as you like paying attention to your surroundings and like your head on a swivel, you cool.
Yeah. 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 No, I love it. Hey, real quick before we get off the topic, give me like three of like your favorite New Orleans food. So you're saying it's New Orleans or New Orleans?
New Orleans, New
New
Orleans,
Orleans.
yeah.
Hey, I'm getting educated here. All right, let's go New York. New Orleans. All right, bet. Give me like your top three. Let's go.
Top three. That's hard. Um, top three. Food or like food spots.
Ooh, food. Cause I ain't going to no
Food.
food spots like that.
All right. Hands up, hands down. You gotta have you some gumbo. Gumbo, 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 gumbo. Whether it's from your grandma house. Anytime you go to New Orleans, you gotta find somebody. You come to my house. We going to T's
So it
house.
has
Get
to
some
it
gumbo.
has to be homemade though, right? Because my wife and I we went to a restaurant, like a chain restaurant, and we tried gumbo, and it was trash. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. So the best gumbo is made in
Mom and pop.
grandma's kitchen. Yep.
Oh,
That's the best gumbo you'll ever get. But there are some spots that have like you could go to the corner store or something like Broad and Banks. This is a spot on the corner of Broad. That's the spot where people go get some gumbo. But there are places you can like go get gumbo and they still good. But nothing
yeah.
is better than like homemade gumbo. So you gotta get you some gumbo. Second thing, I say is some crawfish. Crawfish
Okay.
is you gotta have you some crawfish. And the third thing, mm, I think it depends on the person. Cause I don't even eat none of this stuff no more. I went vegan 2 years ago, so I don't eat none of this stuff.
Hey, I'm about to pull your New Orleans card from you. How you-
I don't eat it anymore. I will say,
Okay.
if like I'll be real, if
Yeah.
I'm craving it and I'm in the city, like I'm not like to the point where like I'm allergic to it or anything. It's just like we got some good food, but it's unhealthy. I'll be real about that. So if I want something, like I'll every now and then, and people going to get on me for this, but like if I want some crawfish, I'll eat some crawfish. But it's like a one time I'm in the city type thing.
Yeah.
But crawfish, you gotta get some crawfish when it's in season. Some gumbo, and then I'll probably say like a hot sausage po' boy or
Okay.
hot sausage po' boy. Hot sausage po' boy. That's my final three. A hot sausage po' boy, some
Okay.
crawfish, and some gumbo. And you gotta get, as far as a drink, you gotta get a daiquiri. If you drink alcohol, you gotta get you a daiquiri, and you gotta get you a big shot. That's like the cold drink.
Hey, for all the people, foodies like me, hope y'all took notes. Hey, how you go vegan, yo? What's good? What's up? Disclaimer: I don't got nothing against vegans. It's all good. I love it. My wife actually went vegan for like a month or so. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But talk to me, man. Vegan.
I honestly just like, I don't know, like sometimes you eat like New Orleans food is rich in everything, rich in seasoning, rich in fat, rich in carbs,
Yeah,
rich in
yeah.
the whole nine,
Rich in
and
love.
rich in love, rich in flavor, rich in everything. But at some point, like I was having like a lot of like digestive issues, and I was just like, look, I went on this fast with my mom. It was like a Daniel fast for 21 days, and through that fast, like you eat nothing. Like I mean, you eat food, but like you eat no meat, no sugar.
Like fruits and
Literally,
veggies,
it's
right?
like yeah, it's like a vegan diet basically. And after those 21 days, like that was probably like the best I ever felt as far as like energy, how I felt, my digestion, everything. And I was just like, I'm gonna just stick with it. So like it kind of just happened. It wasn't like a this is what I'm gonna do type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are times where it is hard. I will not lie to you. There are times where it's hard, and I'm just like, man, that piece of chicken look good.
Yeah.
Like but it's just
Yeah.
like it's like everything else, discipline, and you gotta kind of choose when to be disciplined, but also like have balance because like I said, like there are some times where like I'll be like, it's my off day. I'm
Yeah,
flexitarian today. Or like
You what? You flex it?
I'm a flexitarian.
Yeah, I love that.
Like, one of the things I miss the most is like eggs and cheese. Like I love
Yeah,
me some
yeah.
eggs, like eggs every day. And that's just like balance. Just balance with everything. So like I'm not a stronghold like you gotta be vegan, you gotta eat this. It's just about like being more conscious about like what I put in my body.
Yeah.
So
Hey, hashtag flexitarian. Is that a real word?
I don't know.
I like that. I'm about to. Yeah, I'm about to coin that.
Flexitarian. Yeah,
Flexitarian. I
you
love
90% vegetarian or vegan, but like the other percent, you just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, how was childhood, man? Let's talk about childhood. How's your upbringing? How was home? All that.
Home was cool. Like I grew up in a two-parent household. Of course, every household has some family issues. But like growing up, I did a lot, like a lot. My mom always made sure like I was into something. So like when I was like 6 years old, I learned how to play piano, which was like how my whole music ishness came about. But while I kind of was doing everything as a kid, as I'm kind of like all over the place as an adult. As I was playing music, I also was a swimmer. So like I was a competitive swimmer, and I was probably swimming from about the age of 6 to 13, 12 or 13.
Wow.
And through that, I went to the Junior Olympics. Your girl got the gold medal. I could have been an
Wait.
Olympic champ,
You said you joined the Olympics?
No, I didn't. It was like the Junior Olympics. So like for like people
That's
under
still a
the
big
age
deal.
to like be in the Olympics. If I would have stuck with it, I always say if I would have stuck with it, I probably would have been like, the female Michael Phelps or something.
Gotcha. So you didn't go. You didn't join the Junior Olympics.
No, I went to the Junior Olympics, but
Okay.
I didn't like. I think the cutoff age before you can like actually get into the Olympics is like 16 or 17. So I stopped swimming at like 12 or 13.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Okay.
there's like the Junior Olympics where it's like underage, and like the regular Olympics for like
Yeah.
everybody else know. Yeah. So like that was pretty much my life. My mom kept me busy, whether it was like music, swimming. I ran track briefly as well. So that was like she had me on told. She was like, you ain't gonna just be sitting in my house. You got to do something. So
Come on, mama.
she kept me busy. She would made me well diverse around a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty much like childhood for real. Like I wasn't like the kid that was like outside playing basketball with the neighbors, like because I was always busy doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you saying basketball kind of triggered me because I I was playing basketball 2 days ago, y'all. And this is not part of the podcast. This is like a side note, but y'all can take this. I was playing basketball 2 days ago, and anybody who knows me, y'all know that I be balling. Especially on defense. I ain't gonna hold you. That's the charm for me.
That's
and
me
I got
too.
a little.
I can't shoot a
for
lick.
real?
I can't shoot
No,
nothing.
I can. If I get going, if I get going, I'm gonna rain threes on your head. But
Most
for
thing I could do
sure,
is a layup, man. But defense, I still block all that.
hey, let's go, let's go. Nah, man, and I got like a forearm, you know, like a little forearm, yo. And
Hmm.
I stepped back, and I heard a buckle. It went like poop poop. And if I could like describe it, it felt like my knee went out of socket and
And
came right
came
back.
back.
And I was like, ooh, that's weird. So I kind of just like shrugged it off, you know what I mean? And I kept on playing for like another hour and a half or so. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Came home, took a shower. I was able to like bend down, do everything. Yo, tell me why I went to bed. I woke up around like 4, 5 to this aching pain. I'm like, this is not. I played sports like my whole life,
Yeah.
and I don't get injured. I've only gotten injured probably like twice in
Okay.
my whole life, literally, maybe 3 times. Um, and yo, like I got up and I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand on my left leg. And I was like, "What's going on?" And my
Is it
mind was
swollen?
like, "Not at that time, not that morning."
Okay.
So I was like, "What's?" I was like, "This is not no cramp. It's not a
Yeah.
regular sore. So what is going on here?" So long story short, man, my mind was racing because I've watched so many basketball to know that knee you don't play with that. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like ACL torn. I'm asking ChatGPT. I'm just going crazy. You know what I mean? And long story
Yeah.
short, I went to the doctor's yesterday actually, and
Okay.
we got home around like what 1 o'clock, and they're like, "Yo, like I just sprained it.
Okay.
It's just
Cool.
fluid in my knee." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's crazy." So when you said basketball, you trigger my feelings. Don't be doing
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm
Don't be
sorry. I'm
doing
sorry.
that.
You gotta be careful though. Like you
Hey,
need to
listen.
knees. You need to walk.
Listen. I need to walk. Hey, so we got something in common. Music. You were in a marching band. I was also in a marching
Yeah.
band.
Okay.
What instrument did you play?
I played trumpet.
You know what? I don't know why I thought that you played drums. You look like a
No,
drummer.
no.
So
I
when you just
wish I,
said trumpet, I'm like, shocker.
nah. I wish I could play drums. Like marching band, I was like a trumpet player, but like my actual like
Mm,
instrument like throughout my like musical career at Berklee and stuff like that was bass. So like
yeah.
bass guitar, like the
Okay.
big
Okay.
doom 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 doom, that yeah. I played
Yeah.
that. But like marching
Dope.
band, I played trumpet, but like in New Orleans we also have like brass bands. But like in
Yeah.
brass band I played bass drum. So I kind of
Ooh.
was a drummer,
Okay.
but not like per
Okay.
se.
Okay. Okay. What was the word you used for the vegetarian or pescatarian?
A flexitarian.
Yeah, you were a flexing musician. There we go. You were a flexing musician.
A
Hey,
flexing
no, I love
musician.
it. So you went to Berklee College.
Yep.
That's tough. I've always wanted to go to Berkeley, but my parents are. I come from an African household, and I'm a
Okay.
big music guy. My whole family's big on music, but my parents were like, "Yo, I ain't taking my money to take you to go to school for music. Like, become a doctor,
Well,
a lawyer, a nurse."
yeah. Luckily, that is expensive school, but
And it's
luckily,
hard to get into.
luckily, I was good enough to get a full ride, so I ain't had to
Good
pay
enough. You were
nothing.
great.
I had to pay nothing except like room and board, but like from a tuition standpoint, by the
Yeah.
grace of God, because my mom was like, I don't know about this. It's like, I mean, at that time, it was like 60 bands a year.
Mm,
And I probably went up by now, but like
for
at that
sure.
time, like that's an expensive school.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you have your bachelor's in music?
Yes, my bachelor's is in music production and engineering. So,
Wow.
like audio engineering, music production, that whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. What was one of your highlights at Berkeley? Like, how's Berkeley like? Because like, you hear so many stories. At least for me, who I'm into music. That's like the school to get into if you want to go to music.
Yeah.
Get into music.
That
Like,
and that and Juilliard, yeah.
yeah, yeah. How was Berkeley?
Berkeley was cool. Like it's a very, very diverse culture, environment. Like
Mm,
people come from all over to go to Berkeley. So
yeah,
like that was probably like one of the best things like I got to be like because it's in Boston. So like
yeah, yeah.
I'm in New Orleans basically my whole life. I go to a place I've never seen snow, never witnessed like a winter blizzard, none of that. So like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was different for me. The food was different. I'm used to
Mm,
certain foods, which is kind of like I'm appreciative of it because that allowed me to expand like the foods I eat. First time
Yeah.
I had Indian food, Mediterranean food, like different kind of Asian style cuisine. So like that allowed me to expand my food palette.
Yeah.
But the school itself was pretty good. Like one of my favorite teachers, his name was Prince Charles. He worked with Biggie. He worked with a lot of people from
Wow.
like back in the day, BB, um, a whole bunch of people, and like he was like probably one of the people that was like he thought I was gonna be the next big something, and like having a teacher that like believes in you probably more than you believe yourself, that was of that worked with greats is like
Yeah.
all you could wish for. So it's a very diverse school. Anything you want to learn, which I like looking back on it now, I could have learned a different language. I could have learned a different instrument. I could have learned so many different things like in that school, and I think a lot of people kind of don't take advantage of that. I was one of those people. You could also study to go abroad to Spain, which I also didn't do.
Wow.
So like it's a great school, like especially like whether you're a music producer, music performer, songwriting. Like I even had a class with his name is Swag. And from that class I was able to basically he took me on his wing briefly as a songwriter. So I wrote songs that were being pitched to her, being pitched to Ari Lennox, being pitched to
Wow.
like a whole bunch of people just from like having him as my teacher and also like being taken under his wing. But also like you get opportunities with like A&Rs from record labels and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So I was in the A&R club as a producer, but like also getting to be in rooms with like people that sign some of the biggest people in the world.
Wow.
So it's a really good experience. I think if I had to do it all over again, I would do it differently. I probably wouldn't go to music school if I'm being honest with you. I probably would have went down the street, tried to get into like MIT or Harvard or somewhere like that. But like I think it was just because music was all I saw.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
all I
okay.
that's the only place I wanted to be.
Wow. So you do all that, which is great, dope. Honestly, like I said, I wanted to go to Berkeley. You know what I mean? And so you get out. What was the plan? And talk to me about like that in between. Like you had a plan. You graduate Berkeley. That's a big deal. And now you have a pivot into
Yeah.
tech. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so like still to this day, it's just like, dang, I feel like I worked so hard my whole life to get into this school, to be this producer, whatever I wanted to be at that time, and now I'm not even doing none of that. I can't even tell you the last time I probably wrote a song, picked up an instrument, any of that.
Wow. I was about to be
So
like, yo, offline. Let's do something like music.
I mean,
Let's
we could. Like I have a lot of friends still in the industry. A lot of like one of my good friends, he is a engineer at like the record plant. So he's done work with like Lil Wayne,
Wow.
Olivia what's her name? Olivia Rodrigo. The girl who just came out with the song
Oh,
can't
light
even
skin
think,
girl.
she no, yes, but like she like got the hottest song right now. The Man I
Uh,
Need or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
know you're talking about. Yep, yep.
He deep in the industry where like he's recording all these people mixing their songs and stuff like that. I have a lot of friends like if today or tomorrow I'm like look I want to get back in, I want to get back active. I got people on speed dial I could call, which is
Wow.
like the beauty of it because you know they always like calling me like hey, when you coming out of retirement. I'm like look
Out of
man.
retirement is crazy.
But yeah, that's like it. Like I think about it at least once a week. Like dang, like if I would have
Wow.
just stuck with it, like where would I have been? So that's a mental battle for me, just in general, because it's like my life now is now tech, like tech this, tech that, content this around tech. So it's just like to go from that being my everything to not like even
Yeah.
like touching it at all. It bothers me sometimes, but like you know, I feel like in life you kind of evolve and you grow.
Yeah.
But like that transition in the beginning was kind of hard because it was just like 6 months, 3 to 6 months ago, I was just like writing songs, getting these songs pitched to all these different artists. And then I'm like, scratch that, I'm going to do something else. So it just kind of felt like I was starting over with something I wasn't even really like familiar with. This was just something I took a chance on. But like, thankfully, like allow myself to stick with it, have a path that worked for me. And just like everything else, I feel like if I said jokingly like 6 or 7 years ago, like if music doesn't work out for me, I'm going back to school and be a neurologist. And look
Let's
at me,
go.
I'm not a neurologist. So like, it's just like I think life kind of has this way of like throwing curveballs sometimes when you're not even ready for it. And I think like I'm in a space where like tech is so diverse where you could be an engineer and I'm like cybersecurity, but like we still have some common ground with anything. And a lot of tech people I've noticed have some form of like music background, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
funny to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
So like I always find myself like having musical conversations about something with people in tech. But it's just like for me, kind of just not limiting myself because I think I did that so much with music, where it's like I have to either do this or that, or make this type of music or make that type of music. Where as opposed to like, who says I can't do both? So that's like how I went into it. Where like I still am doing music, but like I'm also doing this. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like now this became it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like the transition wasn't really hard. It was just more of like a mental battle. Like I kind of like gave up everything to do this,
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, it seemed like it's going well. But like
yeah, yeah.
sometimes I still think about like if I would have just stuck with making music, like how far would I have been?
That mental battle is real because I see a lot of people like in their 30s now, pivoting. Like I see man, like so many people, they're like, man, I was doing this and now I got laid off or
Yeah,
something happened and now I'm transitioning to this. And I think as humans, we have a hard time with transition.
yeah,
We don't know how to transition because our whole lives we've been taught go to school, get a bachelor's degree, and then a job will be waiting for you.
yeah. They ain't it no more. I mean, depend unless you like a
Depending on the career
doctor.
field.
Yeah, unless you like medical field or like a
Yeah,
lawyer or something like that,
yeah,
it ain't really
yeah.
like that.
And I see a lot of people pivoting now, and the hardest thing people talk about is the mental, like building up that mental fortitude, Joe. Like,
Yeah,
give me some, I guess, because I know people are watching this thing, and one of the biggest things I pride myself on this podcast is people see us and they see like, yo, you're up here. Like while you went to Berkeley, while you're in SOC, while we'll talk about this later on, but you're in GovTech, all this stuff, man. And it's like, man, you made it. But they don't see the grind. They don't see the late
yeah.
nights. You know what I mean? Give me like a little idea, like in your head, like, man, how are you able to process? Like, man, I busted my butt to go to Berkeley and now I'm pivoting. Like, how did you even decide IT? How did you decide to niche down to cyber, niche down to SOC, like all that?
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I said before, like music production is highly technical all in itself. So like I can be on the application, like I did a lot of production in Logic Pro. So I could be like on the
Yeah.
product and I pirated it at that time. So like I was
Ooh.
already doing like the stuff I wasn't even like correlating with like tech. So
Yeah.
like I pirated Logic Pro, so I'm using like this version I got off the internet. It's highly
Yeah.
functional just because like
Yeah.
at that time I'm in college. I'm not trying to pay $200 to get an
Yeah. Yeah. For
application.
Logic. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. That was already like I'm already like tech savvy, technology driven without even like thinking about it. So the transition for me wasn't really like a hard decision because it was like it's either two things I'm good at. I'm already like tech savvy. Like I'm literally like I've been like the phone call for the family, like my computer isn't working, like can you come help me, or like the phone not working. So that's always just been something I was good at, but I never wanted it to be like I never thought about it being my career. On top of that, I also was doing like videography and stuff like that. So like transitioning, it was either one way or the other. It was either film or tech. And for me, like I was always, my mom was just like, I know you like film, but like you also good at tech. Like that's a whole career all in itself. Is diverse. There's so much you could do just under the whole IT bubble. Like it's not just one way, one thing. It's so much diversity, and you can, at some point at Berklee, I took a coding class, like an intro to coding class. Absolutely hated it. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I think it was like we were learning like HTML and like CSS. I think I dropped out of the class because
That's the fun part. That's the fun, easy part.
I dropped out of the class just because like my major, I was music production. So like sometimes I had production sessions at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And then like I'll still have to like try to wrap my head around learning how to code something. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like he was just a bad teacher, honestly. Like he was a bad teacher. But luckily I had a friend that was also in web development that kind of like taught me the way around. But like I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this class. I'm dropping out. So like it was certain signs, like even though I was in music, like I still was like pulling certain tech things, taking a coding class. I was like my work study job was like tech support, but like for the music studios. So like everything was really like tech, but I didn't see it that way. I just saw it like, it's music. It's part of music. So for me, that was kind of like how I decided like cybersecurity in correlation with like the stuff I saw in movies and stuff like that. Like I'm very into challenges. Like I like things that challenge me. Like I like to be able to not figure out something, because now it's like I'm going down this hole on like, how can I do this? Like how can I figure this out? How can I do something? And like cybersecurity comes with like a lot of challenges. And excuse me. So doing that, like my master's program in cybersecurity, you don't really get a lot of the like technical stuff because it's like a master's program. So it's more like managerial stuff. And it was like based off the CISSP, which is like, CIO, CISO type stuff. So again, that's also how I got like a lot of the GRC experience in technology from a textbook standpoint. But from like getting into the SOC, for me, I just had one trajectory, like getting IT support or help desk. That's my way in. And then get into cybersecurity. So I got in through help desk, and then that same company, while I was like in help desk, I had no like security experience. So I reached out to my supervisor. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to do this help desk stuff, because after like a year, 6 months to a year, that's all you need for help desk. Like if you're not trying to stay there. I'm like, look, I'm in school for this. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. Can you get me in with the security team and let me shadow the team? I don't care how long, once a week, twice a week, I don't care. So he was like, I'm gonna see what I could do. And that's basically how I got like inch my way in the door, like to security. So like while I'm still doing help desk, on Fridays, I be on like shadow duty with the security team for like 3 hours at the end of the day. Wow. So I was in school working help desk and getting like my experience from security while still doing help desk.
Best way.
Yeah, so it was just like, because I think people think it's so easy, like get the certification, do this, do that, put this on your resume, and you're going to get a job. And I think it's
that
just
hands-on experience is needed.
100%. And I think if I didn't go that route, I probably still to this day, I would be trying to get a job in security.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you got to find ways, you got to be creative. Like a lot of people don't want to do help desk, but just do it. 6 months, that's all you need. Get your foot in the door, get you some experience. Learn how to use the systems first, because it doesn't matter if you can secure it, you got to know how they work too. That's kind of like what's my trajectory. And all I knew was like, I need to get in the SOC. I didn't know nothing else. I just like, I got to be a SOC analyst, SOC analyst, SOC analyst, SOC analyst, and nothing else. So luckily, like that company I was in was True SOC, but it was like shared services. So like under the shared services bubble was the security team. But so it was like SOC, GRC, risk management, BC, compliance, stuff like that. All that was under one bubble. Change management, all of that stuff. And then once I came onto the team, all of that kind of was gone because of layoffs and stuff like that. So it was just a SOC, but we had nothing else that got let go. So we had no GRC team no more. We had no cloud security. We had
Wow.
no change management. It was just the SOC team. So if you only have one team with limited resources, you kind of got to disperse these people in the SOC to do all this other stuff.
Overtime,
Yep.
work, burning
Overtime,
out,
but no
all that.
overtime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was really just how I'm 100% grateful for it because I allowed myself to be diverse around the board with security. So not just SOC stuff. I got experience with like engineering stuff, and that was like kind of how we got like the security engineer title because we were doing more than just being SOC analysts. We were true SOC analysts on top of being engineers, on top of
Yeah,
doing change
yeah.
management, on top of doing GRC stuff, on top of doing risk and compliance. And it was kind of like we were, well, depending on duties, because you kind of have to spread the duties across, people
Yeah.
do things that they're good at. I'm just coming on a team, so they just throwing me wherever. So I gotta sink or swim. I gotta sink or swim. But like I thrive in environments like that because it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, you throw me in something
Let's
I don't
work.
know, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
The best way to, in my opinion, to learn something is just to get thrown in the water. Yeah, you have a little bit of training, but get thrown in the water, get your hands wet, get your feet wet, and that's the best way to learn. You
Yeah.
you literally came from nothing to like be able to do something like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like how I transitioned into like this new role because I got basically all experience within this role except red team. We had no like it was a true like SOC team, blue team. But we had no like pen testing, none of that experience, which is the things that I enjoyed to do, which is kind of how I started making the videos like related to cybersecurity because like that was like the only form of pen testing, red team, if you want to call it like hacker work that I truly got
Yeah.
was after that 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I love it. I when I started my tech journey, I initially wanted to go the SOC route as well, the
okay,
SOC route. So for all the people who don't know what SOC is a security operating center, and basically what you're doing is this. There's so many. There are different segments within a SOC. So picture like a room with different segments, or sectors or divisions, and you are securing networks. You are testing for vulnerability. Excuse me. Um, and essentially what you're doing is you're just making sure that everything's secure, basically, and there's little nuances with that. But I I initially wanted to go the SOC route. So I was working help desk then and I was, going through like classes, whatever. And then I got some contract roles doing like pen testing here and there, but like shadowing people, you know. Um, but then it was like very short contracts, and I needed a
yeah,
job. And at that time, I got the role was called IT specialist, but we are doing a lot like networking and stuff like that.
yeah,
But really, what it was QA, really.
okay,
Um, and so I got that job, and I thought that was like I had never made past 20,000 a year, and so that joint was paying me 50 grand, and I was like, oh baby,
yeah,
we made it. And so I was like, all right, bet. And it was from there. So the what we were doing there was it was a military assimilation, right?
okay,
Gunfighter gym. So we had these guns that we have demilled, right? And the program was built with Unreal Engine, and
okay,
so there will be so many different situations that say like military guys, police officers will come in. So instead of going to train with real bullets outside, wasting ammo, um, deflecting the cause of injury, all that stuff, you come in here, right, where
right,
it's still the same weight gun, everything, right, but you're playing
yeah,
kind of like Fortnite in a way, right?
yeah,
And so I was testing that software, and I was walking to the bathroom one day, and I passed by one of our Unreal Engine, his desk, and I saw his VS Code and all the code and all that stuff, whatever, right? And literally, you hear movies like Love at First Sight. I
yeah,
never believed in that, but that was my love at first sight moment. Like I was like, "What
okay,
is that?" I legit fell in love. I was like, "I have to learn that." And so I spoke to him. He's like, "Yo, this is coding, blah blah, whatever." At the time, he's spat out like a lot of tech jargon. I didn't understand it, but I was like, "Yo, I want to learn this here." And so I remember going online and I saw, okay, hey, contrast between SOC analysts and software engineers, right? And I saw that the lifespan, the flexibility for a an engineer was way more flexible than being a SOC. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I just pivoted. I was like, all right, let's pivot. But I've had so many security friends, like people who have gone to cybersecurity since then, and they're like, I love it, I love it, I love it, but I'm burnt. Talk to
That
me
was,
about being
yeah.
burnt in cybersecurity, because everybody's saying it.
Yeah. So like I think it's certain people. It's certain people like in a I say in SOC security whatever. It's two different people. The people that want to be the best, want to work, want to grind, just want to be good at it, and then there's the people that is just comfortable. Two people in the SOC though. You can't be one or the other. You literally gotta be
You got
on
grind.
go all the time. So I like when I first got into security, all I knew was a SOC analyst. I just thought that was the only way I could get the job and grow from there. I didn't know like this on call stuff that they talk about was real.
It was real.
I didn't know. So
Yeah.
the amount like the way I put security a SOC analyst depending on the organization because every SOC is different.
Of course.
Every SOC has different processes. Every SOC has different tools. Some SOCs are like 24/7 SOCs. Some SOCs are just work hour SOCs. Some SOCs you are on like 10-hour shifts. Some SOCs you just work the regular 8 hours. It really just depends. But the one thing I will say is the same across the board. Those alerts, the triaging, the detection, that is across the same across the board. When the alert comes in, there's no sitting around thinking about it because it's security.
It's go time.
A user could literally have compromised everything with no real like no ill intention. It just happens because users are that's a topic for another day. But them users just be I didn't click on this. I didn't do this, but okay. Well, why are
you
we
did.
getting this alert? Why are we getting a sign in
Yeah.
from China?
Yeah.
Let me know. But but it's just that is like you don't really know what you sign up for and like what is like really because you could go through like home labs, you could simulate a SOC, you could do all of that in a home lab environment, but until you
Compared
get
to real life, yeah.
it's not the same. So like when I like my first 6 months to a year, and I'm like the person like I want to learn everything. I want to be great at everything. Like I want to be good at my job. I don't want to be the slacker on the team. So like my first 6 months, we were like on all call rotation, but like out that was like after hours. But throughout the day, if there's a use some form of like we use pager duty. So like if there's an alert, we get the alert in pager duty, the alert in Teams, the alert in our ticket system, and it'll just be like ding 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 ding, like and it's just like you gotta jump on that. You have to be able to go through the whole incident response process from start to finish. And if it's a situation where like the compromise is deep, like maybe like the threat actor got real deep into this person's environment and now like they're in their emails, they're sending out emails from their email, or it's even deeper than that where like now a whole bunch of users within one network are compromised, then you have to then hop on a war bridge thing because you got to go through the incident response process to then remediate the threat. Can sometimes take 2 or 3 hours just in your day depending on how sophisticated this attack was. That's just the 9 to 5 process. That's just the day process. Sometimes after hours are when people are getting to work. This when they find people the most vulnerable because they're either driving home or they're chilling, just scrolling on their emails, not really paying attention. And this is when the hackers at work. So you can have alerts sometimes, like if you're on call, you can have alerts sometimes at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And you gotta get up, wake them eyes up, and put your brain to work. And everybody is not like, especially if this is something that happens weekly, sometimes daily, because if you're on call like a whole 7-day rotation, so like from like 6 a.m. on a Sunday or a Monday to 6 a.m. the next Monday. So if alert comes in at 5 in the morning, you got to get up and work that alert. If it comes in at 1 o'clock in the morning, you got to get up and work that alert. And the on call can sometimes also be like anytime, because if the person that's on call doesn't pick up the alert, for whatever reason, whether they're asleep, they're just not available, it goes to the next person. So we all working throughout the day because we're on call throughout the day. It's on round robin.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if there's some big attack or big threat that has happened, you also have to work that alert. So it's like after a while, it not only becomes like tiresome because you're not getting much sleep sometimes, but it's repetitive. And once something gets like repetitive and it's like the same thing every time, and most of the time it could be false positives. So sometimes it's you waking up at 3 in the morning and nothing really is going on. Yeah. But alert went off and you got to get up and see what's going on. Yeah. So after a while, like, it's just like, I don't want to do this no more. But like, you got to put in that grind, that grit work in the beginning because like, that's what you signed up for.
You just got a new job. Let's talk a little bit about that. What you can share, because I know you an executive security and you know what I mean?
What I can say is, so I now have a active security clearance, sponsored through the government. And what that allows you to do is basically just be able to see classified information to a degree from whatever standpoint. I've always wanted, since I've got into security, like I've always wanted to be like what I see on the movies. Like I watch a lot of like FBI, like CIA type shows. So like, in the end, I want to go back technical because like that's I like those kind of environments. Even though like I could potentially be burnt out, I just thrive off of that. But from like the beginning, I'm like, I want to work. Both of my parents are from the government, so like I'm hip on like government roles, hip on like how it works to be in the government and stuff like that. So thankfully through the job that I previously had, while I was in the SOC, I did a challenge, a DoD security challenge, like a CTF. And that was like my first introduction to like real, like what it could be like working in the government from a security perspective. Like we're doing an OSINT challenge and you like telling me like, this is your mission. This is your mission. Like this guy from like Russia came in, can you find his location based off of this picture he took and posted on social media? That was like it for me. I'm like, okay, I may need to figure out.
This some real movie stuff right here.
I'm like, this is the stuff I see on TV. So from there, like for me, it was just like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm eventually I'm going to like be like mission critical cybersecurity. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. So like I put in for a bunch of jobs on, like if you're into the government or like you want to get into the government, because there's working for the federal government and then there's gov tech through gov contractors. If you want to get into the government side, like true federal government, working under the government, that's like you go on usajobs.com. If you want more of like a gov contractor but like still gov tech, then you could do like, if you have a clearance, then you could go on like clearancejobs.com. Or if you want to get sponsored for a clearance, you can still go on clearancejobs.com and just like select, I need sponsorship or something like that. One person I do want to shout out, because I did not know none of this until I saw her. I don't know if you know her, but
I know you about to say. I know you about to say. Yeah.
I did not know none of this. I didn't know like the difference between the two, but like she is like, I don't know nobody else in the field that like talks about security to that degree, or like just tech in general from like a government perspective. So like that was like my first hipness to like gov tech. All I knew was the federal government due to my parents. So I put in like for this job after I did this CTF, but like through the CTF, you also got like referred to like all these different agencies because of like depending on like how you ranked on the CTF challenge. And at that time, like I didn't really know much of nothing. Like that was just like, okay, I gotta go get my feet wet some more.
Yeah, yeah.
But based on, I think if you like in the top 200 or something like that, you get referred and like get interviews and stuff with the DO, like different agencies within the DOD. So I had an interview with this guy, DOD, and that kind of fell through like with all the changes within the government. And then I was just like putting in for jobs, like different kind of roles, like within the government, like you have like one general title like IT security specialist or IT technical support or like IT technology specialist. Like it's real generic, but like each duty is different. So when I'm putting in for this current job, like I'm thinking I'm doing like cyber assessments, thinking like, it's like pen testing. Thinking it's like pen testing assessment. So I get in the interview and I'm like, I'm hearing you saying this, and this. Like, so like, is it going to be like a pen testing role? It's like, no, it's like assessment against like frameworks, GRC frameworks. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like I didn't know like this was a thing. Yeah. So I'm like, I kind of already do this now, but like from a third party risk governance perspective. So like basically I put in for the job. I'm like, cool, went through the interview, got the job, went through the whole clearance process. And like now it's more so just like, I can't really say too much on that perspective, but like now it's just like, I had 3 goals. I wanted to get in the government. I 100% wanted a job that was going to give me a security clearance, because once you have a security clearance, you could kind of maneuver around. Like it's up from there. And I wanted to be more on like a mission critical agency, which is like under the DOD.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like that's pretty much it. So like now I'm in a role where I'm doing more GRC, the GRC side of cybersecurity. So no on-call rotation, no alerts.
You can sleep.
My peace of mind. My peace of mind. I have everything to the perspective where like now I can focus on the technical side, because I feel like I've realized like working in the SOC, I'm working in the SOC, but I'm also trying to do everything else in my 5 to 9. I'm trying to get into pen testing, trying to get into bug bounties, trying to learn how to code, trying to do all this other stuff after I'm already burnt out from my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I've come to the realization like right now, where I'm at right now in my life, in my career, is let my 9 to 5 be like what pays the bills, what I'm good at, what still brings me some form of satisfaction. But my 5 to 9 is where I get everything I want. If I want to be like, and I think I want to be more red team, but I want to be red team on my own terms. I don't want to be told like, oh, this is the company that we're doing the assessment on today. This is in scope, out scope. Like I want to have the free will. So that's really why like I'm learning to code, because I want to get into bug bounties with web app security. And with bug bounties, you have a list of applications you could test against. And there's there's in scope and out scope, like what you can and cannot test. But like you have so much freedom to do whatever you want to do, explore whatever you want to do. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Like I still I'm still more technical than non-technical, because like GRC work really isn't technical per se. Like you're looking at a lot of policies, procedures, frameworks, stuff like that. But I think that's where people kind of draw the line. Like it's either one or the other. And I've already said I'm not one or the other. I'm trying to do it all. So that's like where I'm at with it. Where like, in my 9 to 5, this is what I do. But like anything you may see, I may talk about it in content here and there. But like most of my content will still be technical. Like I'm into like war driving and Wi-Fi hacking. So like I may start a series on like hooking my Wi-Fi rig up and like driving around wherever for like 2 hours and picking up Wi-Fi signals. Like that's still
that's dope.
My passion, but I want to do it like on my own terms, or how I want to do it, and not like what John say do.
Yeah. Yo, when I hear your story, like I truly hear like passion, and determination.
Yeah.
and grit and like hard work and like I want to do this on my own terms. Like I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
from the start of Berklee, which like I don't even know if half of our viewers understand how hard it is to get to Berklee if you're not into music. Like
Yeah. It's like trying to get into Juilliard, but like
no,
a different.
legit.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
I think Juilliard is more hard because they're like
Okay.
more prestige, but just I think you can get into Berkeley. I think the hardest part is getting a scholarship because so like I have a friend, he probably graduated 2 years after me. He
Yeah.
tried to get into Berkeley, he didn't get in. He
Yeah.
went back again for a different instrument, still didn't get in. So times may be different now, but like back in like 2016, 2015, 2016, because that's when I started. That was my freshman year. Back in 2015, 2016, like it was hard.
Wow. Yeah, you gonna win, yo, and you're already winning, and I'm happy for you. And like,
Thank you.
it's really like for real, yo. It's not every day that you see people who are this goal driven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and who are like diverse and actually killing it in like that diversity. You know what I mean?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, do you ever feel like giving up? Like all
all
this?
this I don't feel like giving up, but it's just like sometimes it's just like why am I doing this? How long am I gonna do this? But like it's always like always in the back of my mind on like why I did it in the first place, why
Yeah.
I'm doing it to begin with. Like a lot of people honestly do like some, and I'm not, nothing is wrong with it because like I understand most people just want to get into tech or like cybersecurity for the money. That's not me. Because I can do the job, I can get paid well, but I'm still not happy. And for me, it's just I want to do something that gives me some form of like gratification. And it doesn't have to be instant, but something that's gonna drive me and make me happy to get up and do it every day. Yes, sometimes
Yeah.
I'll be tired. Yes, sometimes everybody has those moments where like I don't feel like doing this today.
Mm.
But overall, at the end of the day, I do things that give me drive. So like
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the things I like to do is content, and that's like how I'm trying to like mix the two together because it's like I like making content, but I also like this side too. So yeah,
Hey, Ari, keep on winning, yo, because yeah. Hey, let me get like a virtual autograph real quick off of you, because when you make it, actually no, I got this podcast. When you make it, you can never say you never knew me.
I'm gonna say I started on this podcast. You're gonna be bigger than me,
Hey,
man.
hey, we up, baby, we up. Hey, no, I appreciate you, yo. Hey, give the people, I guess like where they can see you, where they can find you, content, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I am on YouTube. I'm on socials. On Instagram, I am who is vicious. On
That's a
YouTube,
tough
I'm
name.
who like I went through the
That's a
battle,
tough
man.
name.
I went through the battle. Like who is like that's like the search like vicious. Quick disclaimer: Vicious Child was my music production name, and I just like kept
Hey,
it
you
because I
bad.
that
Yo,
was
that's
like my
crazy.
music name. I didn't feel like trying to figure out a whole new name, so like I just
Yeah.
kept the Vicious Child. And the reason why is Vicious Child because like people see me or used to see me. I don't know now, but like people used to see me and just think I was just a mean person until like they talk to me and realize like I'm really like a big child. Like I'm a big child. Like I'm silly. I'm I just like do whatever sometimes. Like so
Yeah.
that's like how it kind of like came about. Like people think I'm mean, like a vicious dog, but like in reality, like I'm really just like a child. And I kind of just like took the I out, put an X. But yeah, who is vicious or who is dot vicious on Instagram, and then YouTube and TikTok. I am Vicious Child. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, it is just my government name, Ariane Brister. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna follow you on LinkedIn. I don't think I've searched you up on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna follow you up
Okay.
there.
Cool. Yeah.
And yo, appreciate you for coming on the podcast, man. This was great.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you for
this
having me
was
for
dope.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I hope this episode was informative. Hey, y'all, we out.
All right. Peace.